Standing ovation for South Africa. They did an amazing job with this case.
Hi lovelies, so welcome back to another TikTok video. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Stranad and here is Bellistic Gist. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support. So guys, after South Africa has actually sued Israel because of the genocide that's been happening in Gaza, then Israel on the other hand decided to say that South Africa is now a legal arm of Hamas. Like, seriously, this actually got me smiling. I actually got the internet talking, guys. I was just able to put up some stitch as well as other people's stitches, guys. I'm just gonna roll the clip. By the end of the video, I will be leaving my own thoughts, guys. Why not just leave me your own thoughts on what you think of this video. And do not forget that this channel does not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We are just here for educational purposes, guys. So why not just share this video, subscribe if you've not done that already, and let's get into it.
Israel is now accusing South Africa of being legal arm of Hamas. You can't make this up. They really said that everything that South Africa brought to trial today was all lies. The quotes, the videos, the proof, the evidence, yeah, all lies. And they're claiming that South Africa is helping Hamas commit a genocide against Israel. I can't. It's actually comical at this point because anyone who doesn't agree with genocide is called in some way of working with Hamas, whether it's a random girl from New York or an entire country. If you do not agree with what Israel is doing to the Palestinian people, which if you are a decent human being, you should not agree with what they're doing, then you are somehow a part of Hamas. It's comical.
So in an article that just came out just hours after the ICJ hearing from South Africa, Israel's already showing us what a bunch of fucking losers they are and can't just take their fucking L gracefully. South Africa acting as Hamas legal arm, Israel says after ICJ hearing. The Israel Foreign Ministry accused South Africa on Thursday of acting as a legal arm of the Hamas organization as 2 days of preliminary hearings kicked off at the UN top court in The Hague. South Africa utterly distorted the reality in Gaza following the October 7th and completely ignored the fact that Hamas infiltrated Israel, executed and abducted Israeli citizens in an attempt to carry out genocide. Pretoria's case at The Hague seeks to allow Hamas to return to commit the war crimes against humanity, and they committed repeatedly on October 7th, as its leaders have stated. The Israeli rebuke came after lawyers for South Africa demanded that the International Court of Justice ordered an immediate end to the Israel's Defense Forces operation against Hamas in the Gaza Strip. Israel has transgressed Articles 2 of the Genocide Convention, committing acts that fall within the definition of genocide. The actions show a systemic pattern of conduct from which genocide can be inferred, attorney Adila Hassim claimed on Thursday morning. I want to say again, Israel and the United States should be fucking shaking in their goddamn boots. I don't want Israel or the United States government to know any motherfucking peace for the atrocities that they are willing to commit against the Palestinians. The world is watching. The international court is making decisions. And if the international court does not side with the people, we will always know who has the ultimate control when it comes to the geopolitical issues that continue to plague our world. The United States and the Israeli government are both just the hands on the same body. They're continuing to perpetrate obscene amounts of violence against Palestinian people as retribution for the attack that they received on October 7th. There is no way you can look anybody in the face and say that roughly 30,000 people losing their lives isn't a reasonable reaction to what happened to Israel on October 7th. I cannot wait for the Israeli and the American government to be held liable for the crimes that they are committing. And it is up to us to continue to apply this pressure to let the world stage know that we will not stand for these injustices.
It hasn't even been 24 hours and Israel is accusing South Africa of being legal arms of Hamas. Oh, gracious God, when are they going to stop with this association of Hamas? Everybody's, at this point, the trees, the air, the ground, every living thing in the world is associated with Hamas, according to them. At this point, everybody, the skies, the clouds, the rain, you know, the stars, the moon, the sun, everybody is associated with Hamas, according to them. Get a grip. So this is what they said after South Africa accused them of genocide in the international court. They said, today we witnessed one of the greatest shows of hypocrisy in history, compounded by a series of false and baseless claims. Did you watch what we watched? Were you... What? Anyways, hold on. South Africa, which is functioning as the legal arm of the Hamas terrorist organization, utterly distorted the reality in Gaza. Now they're calling us liars because we saw the reality. We see it every single day. And they say it's distorted reality? I take offense. Following the October 7 massacre and completely ignored the fact that Hamas terrorists infiltrated Israel, murdered, executed, massacred, raped, and abducted Israeli citizens simply because they were Israelis in an attempt to carry out genocide. Have you been watching the same thing we've been watching this whole time? I take offense. Anyways, I hope you lose in the international court. This is just... I have nothing to say to them. Israel, your time is up. I pray you lose this case, and I hope you get... I hope justice comes for the Palestinian people. I can't with them. Their lies just like baffles me. They're just like... They're such narcissists. Like, I can't. Like, the lies upon lies, BS.
Okay, so boom, so I guess South Africa says, so if everybody want to act fugazi and people want to act like they don't see what's going on around here over in Palestine, I guess we just gonna have to step up and do what we need to do. So check this out. Izzy, we calling you out. We taking you to court, bruh, because we feel like you committed genocide against the Palestinians. And if anybody know about some genocide, it's South Africa, because we went through it. You remember Nelson Mandela? Okay, so anyways, so South Africa basically filed like an article against Israel, and I was like, we taking it to court, bruh, because you're not listening to nobody else. America then came over to your house, knocked on your door like 18 times. You're not listening. You're being hard-headed. The UN then voted and told you, knock it off. You don't want to listen. So now we finna take it to court, bruh. And if this don't work, then we don't know what to tell y'all around the world. I don't know if it's safe for anybody. But anyways, so they started the court hearing today. South Africa started with its statements today, and then Israel get to say their part tomorrow. So I only read 10 pages of the 84-page document, so I'll be back with some more information when I'm done reading. Bye.
I'm a lawyer. I just watched South Africa's arguments at the ICJ for the genocide case this morning. Let's talk about it. South Africa killed it. Like, first and most importantly, standing ovation for South Africa. They did an amazing job with this case. We've already read South Africa's claims, so we know what their factual and legal arguments are, and we can go over that in a different video. But what I think is important to discuss in this video is the specific arguments South Africa made in anticipation of what Israel's going to say tomorrow. Keep in mind that we haven't seen any brief from Israel yet. We don't really know what their arguments are going to be, but South Africa was able to preemptively combat what they think they're going to say with some really strategic legal arguments. South Africa went through all of the quotes showing the intention for genocide by Israeli leaders and said that any contention by Israel that these people didn't mean what they said or it was taken out of context should be completely rejected by the court. And one of the ways they showed this is showing how soldiers on the ground are taking these messages and implementing them. They showed videos like this of soldiers in Gaza singing and chanting about Amalek and how there's no such thing as an uninvolved civilian. They also stressed that they were very sparingly using video and photo exhibits. They were not going to use graphic images to try to create shock value or an emotional reaction. They stressed that this isn't a spectacle, this is a court of law, and they're basing this on legal arguments. And I think they did this thinking and knowing that Israel would try to use that exact tactic. They also made sure to say that just because Israel says it's going after Hamas, and maybe some of its actions are doing that, that doesn't mean they're not also committing a genocide. They talked about how these actions are frighteningly unprecedented and stressed that the rights of Palestinians are no less important than anybody else's rights. Then they asked the question to themselves directly, why isn't South Africa bringing a court order against Hamas? I'm sure Israel's going to open with "but Hamas." And they made it very clear that Gaza is an occupied territory. Hamas is not a state. It cannot be a party to the Genocide Convention. And there are other bodies and legal avenues that can and will be used to hold Hamas accountable. This isn't one of them. South Africa condemned Hamas's attack on civilians multiple times throughout this hearing, I think preemptively knowing that Israel was going to lead with that. But they made it unequivocally clear that the events of October 7th and a condemnation of Hamas doesn't really have anything to do with genocidal actions made by Israel after October 7th. Sorry, I got distracted and stopped taking pictures, so I only have pictures of these lawyers. But the other argument they made is they said Israel's probably going to claim that they're doing what they can to minimize civilian casualties. They stressed that not only is this not borne out in Israel's actions, but that it's not even just about the scale and indiscriminate nature of the killings. It's about the intention. I also thought it was interesting that they noted specifically that Israel has started to change their tune in the last 24 hours or so. But nonetheless, they've completely failed to punish incitement for genocide, which is a breach of the convention anyway. Okay, most importantly, they talked about how Israel is going to say this is self-defense. They talked about the wall case, the one that we talked about in a video a few days ago, where the ICJ themselves said that Article 51, which gives states a right of self-defense, does not apply to Israel and Palestine. Israel is a belligerent occupier of Gaza. They are the ones who control Gaza. They cannot claim self-defense. But that fundamentally, either way, nothing can ever justify genocide, self-defense or not. Amazing job by South Africa, and as they said, some might say the credibility of international law and its ability to protect people hangs in the balance.
You're gonna see a very different way of talking with the Israelis tomorrow. They're gonna be not yelling. They're gonna be a little louder. Hamas terrori! You know, they're so calm. South Africa is so calm right now. Look at the way they're talking.
Request for the indication of provisional
So
measures.
calm and collected.
Israel continues to deny that it is responsible for the humanitarian crisis it has created, even as Gaza starves.
Yeah.
The aid it has belatedly begun to allow in is wholly inadequate and does not come anywhere close to the average 500 trucks being permitted daily before October 2023, even under the blockade. Any unilateral undertakings Israel might seek to give about future aid would not remove the risk of irreparable prejudice, not least considering Israel's past and current conduct towards the Palestinian people, including the 16 years of brutal siege on Gaza. In any event, as the United Nations Secretary-General has made absolutely clear, it is a mistake to measure, quote, the effectiveness of the humanitarian operation in Gaza based on the number of trucks allowed in. As he stressed, I quote, the real problem is that the way Israel is conducting this offensive means that the conditions for the effective delivery of humanitarian aid no longer exist. That would require security, staff who can work in safety, logistical capacity, and the resumption of commercial activity. It requires electricity and steady communications. All of these remain absent, end quote. Indeed, only shortly after Israel opened the Kerem Shalom crossing to goods in late December 2023, it was struck in a drone attack, killing 5 Palestinians and leading to another temporary closure. Nowhere and nobody is safe. Unprecedented 148 United Nations staff have been killed to date. Without a halt to Israel's military activity in Gaza, there will be no end to the extreme situation facing Palestinian civilians.
Lovelies, what is it that Israel wants? Is it that Israel wants people to support them to continue doing whatever they are doing in Gaza? They tend to tell people that they are actually against, Hamas, or they are fighting terrorists. But meanwhile, This terrorism fighting and all of that keep on making a lot of innocent people to be unalived. Like, you guys claim that you are not committing any genocide, but you ended up, harming these innocent civilians, innocent, underage kids, making people to lose their parents, to lose their guidance, their home, churches, food, water, and you are telling me that you are not committing any sort of genocide? And you want a lot of people, you want people to support you. Anyone that doesn't support you is a problem to you. Anyone that doesn't support you supports the act. If you want to fight terrorists, if you want to go against all these terrorists and all of that, why not just do it without trying to hurt these innocent people? Without trying to hurt these innocent underage people, these people I keep seeing online. And when people decided to question them, decided to question why is it that doing this in the detriment of these innocent kids, they tend to say that, oh my goodness, they have been used, that the Hamas or whatever terrorist group is using these innocent people as a shield. And in times of war, anything can go down. Are you serious right now? Can you for once put yourself in those innocent people that does not have anything or anyone to fight? I am just surprised that it is actually South Africa that is coming out to speak about this. Like, why South Africa? I keep on asking myself, like, why is it that it's South Africa that actually came out to talk about this thing that is happening in Gaza? What happened to other people? What happened to other countries? Why South Africa? It's not as if there's nothing that is not happening in Congo. They didn't come out to talk about maybe Congo or to stand up for Congo, but they chose to come out to talk about what is happening in Gaza. Do you guys actually understand what is going on right now? Do you people understand what is going on right now? Do you know that human is human? Human is human. No matter your race, color, but human is human. If not for anything, for the sake of those innocent kids. Like, seriously. When I saw this headline 3 days ago, I was like, oh my goodness, but why South Africa? And you guys are now saying that South Africa is now oh my goodness, is it that you guys actually want people to come out and support you, humiliate people? And you want people to come out and support you, destroying people's health, food, properties, unaliving them. You want people to applaud for you guys. And then anyone that speaks out to you guys will tell me that, oh my god, this person is actually working for Hamas. Like, oh my goodness, what the heck? You want people to support your art, the evil art. This is not making sense. Like, this is just laughable. This is laughable. And I must commend South Africa for actually coming out to do this. Even if nothing happened, at least they have showed that there are still human beings, that there are still people who still have this hurt. We still have this. Okay, just look at, Starbucks. After all they did during their campaign, using, oh my god, people started boycotting them. And do you know what they did? They ended up rebranding their name and forgetting that a lot of people are so intelligent and smart. You can't, bite your cake and have it. Like, seriously. They thought people could just, close eyes to whatever they did during their campaign, and after which a bill was passed not to be boycotted, and you think you can force people to go get your goods and services? You think you can, force people to go get your goods and services? And they ended up losing huge amount of money and now resorting to rebranding. Like, seriously. Now, South Africa had decided to like stand up for a good cause, stand up to so as to challenge what is actually happening. The genocide has been caused, and you guys are like, oh my god, this is not a genocide, we are fighting the terrorists. But deep down, you guys know what you're actually doing. The terrorists you guys keep on saying you're fighting, the Hamas group you guys keep on saying you're fighting, you guys are not even taking it down. You keep on doing, hurting innocent people, and you think that a lot of people are okay with that, will just leave you to, do whatever you want to do. Like, seriously, lovelies. When I saw this article, I was just smiling. All through. I was like, what is it again? Like, what is it that these people want? Guys, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And then don't forget that this channel does not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We are just here for educational purposes. We are just here to learn. And if you are stopping by on this channel for the very first time, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe if you've not done that yet. Like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload my next video.